What's up, everyone? This is Tatum. I'm back with another episode of Fuck This Review. Today, I'm going to be talking about J. Cole's new album, The Off Season. This is J. Cole's sixth? Yeah, this is J. Cole's. That's crazy. This is J. Cole's sixth album. Very anticipated. I got to say, this was a great rollout. It's good to see when artists just something without release an album with no gimmicks and no fooleries surrounding it. So I thought that was cool, from the LA Leaguers freestyle to just dropping the track listing and the producers, then dropping the interlude as a track and playing basketball. It's great. And the first week numbers are going to be probably the best first week of the years. The best first week numbers of the year, and great numbers like 300K, 310K maybe, somewhere around that ballpark range. I don't want to waste too much of your time. I'm going to talk about the album. I'm going to talk about some of the things I like, some of the things I didn't like. Yeah, and let's get into it. Before we get started, make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you like what you hear. We're trying to get to 1,000. The sooner we get to 1,000, the better. I love the pace that we're at, though. And thanks everybody who's been tuning in. I'm going to tell y'all the truth. When I first heard it the first night, I played myself. I'm going to tell you why. Like, I cut it on, and I was like, oh, shit, this is the best J. Cole album ever. And I was one of those people in the moment. I was texting people, I was texting my friends and shit. It was like, yeah, this is his best work, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, after a few more days of sitting with it and just listening to it in different environments, the car, the gym, the house, just cleaning and things of that nature, it's still a pretty solid album, but I definitely jumped the gun on it being his best album. So, sorry to all the people I hit and was like, this is his best album. Great album, though. I felt J. Cole he sounded very hungry on this album. He sounded very aware of himself, this album, if that makes sense. And his beat selection was pretty good. I think the production on this album sounds, for the beginning, for the most part, it sounds like, let's get into it. That's like the first track, right? 95 South, and I was surprised when I heard Cameron on it. That's just, if you know me, you know how much of a Cameron fan I am. But to have him on there, and to get back to what I was saying, the production on the album, for the most part, to me, especially at the beginning, the first half of it, it sounds like a 2000s, early 2000s rap album. That's why I think it was perfect for Cameron to even be on that beat, because it sounds like a Dipset beat back then. If you pay attention to it, it's one of those type of Dipset beats. I was waiting for the Cam verse, it didn't happen, but it's still cool just to have a OG like talk their shit about you. You know what I mean? And Cameron was one of the best at that, so that was pretty cool, and paying homage and things of that nature. And J. Cole just starts off just killing shit with the Mario line. His passion and aggression was just, it was just dope to hear him come off like that. Like, he finally realizes, like he even says it in one of the songs, I think it's Applying Pressure, where he's like, sometimes you gotta just show these niggas, because these niggas act like they forget and act like you ain't who you are and things of that nature. And I think he started the album off with a great way. And even have Little John on there. That's like, he had Cameron and Little John on the same record. He gets my hats off just for that reason alone. Amiri or Amari, I'm not sure how it's pronounced. I think Timbaland helped did that beat as well, but I think this is the stuff that we wanted. I know he did it on KOD a bit, but it's like, we like hearing J. Cole on other production. We like hearing J. Cole on I don't know, just try different lanes and shit with his sound. To me, as a J. Cole fan, I can't speak for everyone else, but it was just dope to see just to even his approach to the record. Dun 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 thing, dun 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 thing, or like dope leave a shit leave a dope fiend crumping, like things of that nature. Is like, I was like, this is like, I can ride around with this, like, yeah. So I thought it was just dope the way to start the album off with those two records, and just like back to back. It's just like, oh shit, we wasn't expecting this, but this is great. Sure enough, he keeps it going, because track 3, featuring 21 Savage, I call it the A Lot Part 2, because it's the same kind of like cadence of A Lot, beat wise anyway. But that song is so fucking great. I think those two I think those two make a good pairing, just on feature wise. Obviously, they're 2 for 2 at this point. Also, 21 Savage is just dope. Like, and he's just getting better and better and better. Like, his pen game is getting better and better and better, and it's great to see. And because 21 Savage, I did a review on his last album with Metro Boomin, and I was saying, like, you know, I wasn't the biggest 21 Savage fan, but now I am. Like, he's proven himself, and not that I need to be proven to, but it's just that sometimes with new artists, I just like watch from afar and see how long, because a lot of artists just come and go. But 21 Savage, he's been showing up for the past 4 years straight, and it's commendable, man. I just got to give hats off to that, because that song is just dope. One of my favorites on the album. Applying Pressure, like I said at the beginning, is one of those tracks. I think these first, well, besides the My Life too, but he's showing you, man, I can still kill this shit, and I will kill this shit, and I am who I know I'm to be, and who you really know I am. So I really like that rapper popping shit. I think that's the best era of a rapper is just pop your shit. Like, it is what it is. And like, just to see him spaz like that is just good to see from a hip hop lyricist standpoint. Like, just seeing one of the main people on a higher level just spazzing out like that, because for real, he's the first rapper that dropped, like, big rapper that dropped in the year in a long time. Like, this is the first time we're getting an album from one of the elite, like, rappers. So Punching the Clock, great record. When I first heard the beat, I was like, damn, it would have been so dope if, like, Kendrick was on this record. It sounds like a perfect beat for Kendrick. Where the fuck is Kendrick Lamar? I'm gonna keep saying that every review now. Oh, I forgot, before I get into that, on 95 South, when he said, so many shells left on the ground that'll make the Easter Bunny proud. I just had to throw that in there. I forgot about that line. That line was so fucking dope. Back to the review. Punching the Clock, great storytelling. I think that's one of the things J. Cole does well, is he's a great storyteller. Like, and great storyteller that paints the picture of his life. Like, even when he talks about his mom drug abuse, when he talks about his friends a lot, like growing up friends a lot, like some path of friends took drugs, selling drugs and things of that nature. And I always appreciate him for that. Like, even how he says, you know, he was telling, like, rappers, you ain't got to talk about this. You could talk about being a broke rapper, and that's cool as well. And it's more relatable that way. It's more realer that way. And I just appreciate him for always incorporating his real life into it and making it dope, for lack of better words. Pride as a Devil. When I heard that, the beat kind of threw me off a bit at the beginning, but because it's like this, it's sped up. It sounds like you could make a totally different song on there. That could be that could be a hit record for a pop star to me, the beat alone. But I love what they did on it. And then what I really enjoyed was when Lil Baby picked up the torch right from J. Cole and picked up on his flow and continued and just killed the shit out of that. Lil Baby's another one that's just been showing up. He hasn't missed. He is the #1 rapper right now. Like, he's just been killing shit, from his own shit to every feature he does and shows up on. It's just amazing. And you got to tip your hat to the newer generation of rappers that's holding the torch. And truthfully honest, you wouldn't even think that Lil Baby can hold toe-to-toe with a lyrical rapper like J. Cole, but he's doing it. And just hats off to that. That's just fucking dope, bro. Like, that's just a dope collaboration as well. Commend J. Cole for even thinking about putting Lil Baby on there, because that record is dope. Let Go My Hand was probably another favorite. Just the story behind that as well. And when he talks about his son, I'm gonna save that line. Well, he tells the story, you know, my biggest fear growing up was getting socked out in front of everybody and, you know, putting a facade up and shit of that nature. And crazy, my last fight was with Puff, and him talking about the Puffy situation from, you know, the incident they had back in the day, and then to have Puffy say the prayer at the end is just a life full circle thing, and forgiveness in it and everything. Is just, that record is just dope. And another thing I like about this record, on the songs, he's getting his shit off and it's not overcrowded, right? So he'll get his shit off and maybe a verse on a song and then a hook, and then we ride out maybe a guess here, just verses, maybe a verse and a half, a verse and a verse and a half, 2 verses. Like, it's very concise. The album's only 39 minutes, so it's something else I really enjoyed about the album, how he got the message off in that little bit of time. 100 Mil, that beat is fucking hard. Not sure if I mentioned that. Well, the interlude, which is the second one we heard from this album, it's cool. It's nothing like, it's just a cool record. The interlude really doesn't do anything for me. The Climb Back It still sounds great to when we first heard it. Address me as the GOAT like they call me Chief Keef Sosa, and my sectional like a fucking 3-piece sofa, like some shit like that. I was just like, whoa. Like, after the climb back, I was about to say it closes. It closes with Close and Hung on the Hillside. To me, Close is cool. The album kind of ended kind of lackluster for me with those last 2 songs. For me, that's just my opinion. Like, I think it kind of fell off, no pun intended, like towards the tail end, like literally the tail end. Like 11 and 12, I just think was they were okay. I don't think it's songs I'll be coming back to in the J. Cole discography, but that's just me. Obviously, those 2 could be your favorite songs. So, speaking of, let me get into my best songs. I'm gonna go with Let Go My Hand, My Life, and Pride Is a Devil. Worst song, Hunger on the Hillside. Best line, he says, today my son said, Dad, let go my hand, reminded me that one day he's gonna be his own man, and my job is to make sure he's equipped. I gotta make sure he ain't no bitch, because niggas bound to try him. And when he said that, I was like, yeah. Being a dad, I was like, yep, that's how I felt. When my son was like, Dad, let go of my hand, kind of thing. It's like, oh shit, like, yeah, that line just stood out to me. If I had to rate this album, fucks given, it's still early, so I don't really want to jump the gun, but I'll give it. I'm stuck between a 3.5 and a 4. This is why I'm taking so long. I'm stuck between a 3.5 and a 4, somewhere in between there. Yeah, that's it. Let's wrap this shit up, though. How come a nigga ain't into his prime, still getting better after all that? In closing, I think this album was great. I think J. Cole did what he had to do. I think this album is like intended to be like a warm-up for the fall off. I think it served its purpose. I think it's nothing really bad about the album from the production standpoint, to a lyric standpoint. He showed up. He showed everybody like, okay, yeah. I'll be the first one to toss my hat down now. Like, I'm coming at all of y'all neck, and it's great to see when a rapper or an artist in general just reach their peak comfortable level, like when they know what they want to do and they know how to execute it, and they finally know who they are. So I can hear that in this record. Not saying that he didn't have it before, but I can hear the confidence in him, if that makes sense, and not from like a lower level looking up top, like I'm going to take your spot. It's like I'm up here now, and it's like, yeah, what's up? Like, this rap shit I could do this rap shit in my sleep. So I just enjoyed that aspect of the album. My favorite is still 2014. This might crack the top 3 though, my favorite J. Cole albums. Yeah, it might. But it's still too early to decide. But as always though, fuck this review. I'm Tatum. Peace.